The Bridge I Can't Work, created by Arthur Rumrill. I woke up with the taste of rust in my mouth and the image burned behind my eyelids. That tiny bridge, no wider than a plank, arching over a pond the size of a kiddie pool. On the other side, the old 80s trailer I'd somehow moved into. Peeling aluminum siding, curtains yellowed from decades of cigarette smoke and sunlight. My oldest, frozen at 8 years old again, was already inside, probably raiding the fridge for Pop-Tarts like nothing had changed. The pond between us glittered with fish, bright, impossible colors. Electric blue, neon orange, gold that caught the light like coins at the bottom of a wishing well. They moved slow and graceful like they knew something I didn't. But the bridge wouldn't budge. It had some kind of crank or lever system, rusted solid, and no matter how I yanked or twisted, nothing happened. I stood there, hands bleeding a little from the effort, yelling for the kid to come help. But the trailer door stayed shut. The fish just kept circling, beautiful and useless. I texted Mike at 3:30 a.m., and by 4 he was sliding into the booth across from me at the Waffle House. The place was dead quiet, except for the low sizzle of the grill and the occasional clink of a fork. The air hung thick with the smell of cooking hash browns crisping on the flat top, eggs frying in butter, and that bottomless pot of coffee brewing strong and dark on the warmer. Comforting, heavy, the kind of scents that cling to your clothes long after you leave. A deputy sat alone in the end booth, uniform rumpled from the night shift, methodically working through his end-of-shift breakfast. Eggs over easy, hash browns scattered. A side of bacon he was picking at slow. 2 workers kept things running. One cook flipping whatever needed flipping. The other, the waitress, wiping counters in lazy circles, both moving like they'd done this 1,000 nights. The fluorescent lights buzzed overhead, casting everything in that pale, sleepless yellow. A couple of rowdy teenagers wandered in around 4:15, laughing too loud, hoods up, energy still wired from wherever they'd been. They stopped short when they clocked the deputy, eyes flicking to the badge and the cruiser parked out front. No words, just a quick pivot. Backs turned, door pushed open again, gone into the night like they'd never been there. The deputy didn't even look up from his plate. Mike stirred sugar he didn't need into his mug, steam curling up. "So you're in this trailer park purgatory," he says. "Kids ate again. Damn, Steve, that's a gut punch. What did you say the bridge was like?" "Tiny, like it was built for one person at a time, only way in or out." He nods, glancing toward the empty doorway the kids left through. "And the fish?" "Gorgeous, like someone dumped a tropical aquarium in a mud puddle, swimming around like it's no big deal." Mike leans back, arms crossed on the sticky tabletop. "Sounds like you're right there, man. Home, family, something alive and colorful waiting. But you can't cross. Why?" I shrug, staring at the steam rising off my black coffee under the harsh light. Didn't know how to work the mechanism, like the instructions got lost in the move. The waitress drifted over then, pot in hand, eyes scanning the table without making it obvious. She noticed my mug was empty, tipped the carafe, and let the dark stream fill it back up. Hot, no questions. As she leaned in, a faint vanilla scent drifted from her, light as the wings of a moth, barely there against the heavier wave of hash browns and eggs frying behind her. She did the same for Mike's without pausing, then kept walking down the aisle to the deputy's booth. He lifted his mug slightly in thanks. She topped him off too, a small ritual in the quiet. No words exchanged, just the soft glug of coffee and the faint scrape of her shoes on the tile. Mike gives me that look, the one that says he's about to say something I won't like but need to hear, especially when the world's this quiet. You ever think the mechanism's not the bridge? Maybe it's you. All those choices stacked up like unpaid bills. Trucking days, saying yes to every long haul because the money was good. Missing birthdays, coming home too tired to play catch. Then the divorce, the kids getting older faster than you could keep up. Now you're staring at this little version of your life. Cozy trailer, kids still young enough to need you, pond full of wonder. And the only thing stopping you is not knowing how to let go of the old levers, the ones that got you here. I watch the steam rise again from the fresh pour, feel the warmth against my palms, the smell of fresh coffee cutting through the lingering grease. Feels like I chose wrong roads too many times, kept driving past the exits that led back to them. Now everything's shrunk down small, but still out of reach. "Yeah," Mike says quietly, voice low against the low hum of the fridge. "But look at the fish, Steve. They're still there, still swimming. Maybe the dream's not telling you you're stuck forever, just that you gotta figure out the crank. Or hell, maybe build a new one, or swim the damn pond yourself. You're the one who used to fix rigs with duct tape and curses. You know how to jury rig shit when it matters." I laugh, short and dry, the sound swallowed by the empty booths. Maybe. Or maybe I just wake up and the trailer's gone and I'm back here with bills and silence. He shrugs. "Could be. But you remembered the colors. That's something. Means part of you still sees the good stuff on the other side." We sit with that for a minute. The Waffle House hum around us, griddle popping faintly with more hash browns, the deputy's fork scraping the last of his eggs, the waitress moving back to the counter slow and steady, her faint vanilla trailing like an afterthought in the thicker air, a distant siren outside fading fast. I think about the kid in the trailer, probably laughing at something dumb on TV in that dream version of time. About how 8 felt like forever ago, but also like yesterday. About how every mile I drove for work felt like progress then, but now looks like distance I can't undrive. I finish my coffee, again. Thanks for listening to my subconscious bullshit at this godforsaken hour. Anytime, Mike says. Next time dream about winning the lottery, or at least a bridge with power steering, and maybe text me at a decent time. I smirk, slide out of the booth, and head to the register. The waitress meets me there, tallying up the coffees and whatever scraps we ate. I leave a good tip, more than usual, fold it under the check so she finds it later, then quietly add the deputy's meal and coffee to my tab. No announcement, no wave, just a nod when she looks up surprised. She rings it through without comment, the total ticking up a little. I push through the door into the cold air, the bell jingling behind me. The image lingers as I walk to the truck. The pond sparkling, fish flashing like promises, the trailer waiting. And me, still on this side, wondering what lever I missed, or if I ever really tried to turn it. Behind me, the deputy pushed his plate away. The waitress kept moving slow, and the night rolled on like it always does.